Namaskar, I'm Kulvinder Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You're watching us on PM eVidya channel number 2 and also on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. Well, this session is meant for our young learners, for our tiny tots of class 2. And the subject that we have taken up today is English. Under the subject English, we are going to learn about chapter 3 of your textbook titled, This is My Town. And whose town are we going to talk about? Yours or mine? Well, we will discover that in a while. But before that, let me tell you that the session is live and interactive, which means you can give us a call, you can send us a message, and you can also write down an email to us. So take down our phone number, which is 8800440559. If you wish to send us an email, then we have an email ID for you, that is dth.class2@cet.nic.in. Since we are streaming live on our YouTube channel NCERT Official, you can always go to the comment section, put in your questions there, your suggestions, and get in touch with us instantly. Moreover, there are going to be a lot of activities, so you will need this email ID and this channel identity for sure. And who is going to talk about the town today? Well, we have with us our expert, so let's welcome her. We have with us Miss Kulvinder Kaur. Ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Namaskar. Thank you, Harpreet. Hello, friends.
Let me tell you that ma'am is TGT English from SKV1, Sagarpur, New Delhi. And ma'am, now this is a mystery. Now, whose town is this? You have to tell me, yours or mine or children's?
Let's see, because it is just an expedition. We'll be going on an expedition and we'll be exploring the town. And let us explore together.
Why not?
Whose town is it?
Absolutely.
It may be yours, it may be mine. I'll be exploring my town and the children can explore their own town.
Yeah.
But before we go on this exploration, and I must tell you that we'll be reciting the poem as well.
Oh, lovely.
And we'll be playing some games.
Wow.
So, are you ready for the adventure?
Absolutely ready for this adventurous trip.
Okay. So, before moving on to the adventure, let us see on the screen. What do you see? There's a picture you can see on the screen, and you'll have to tell me that what all you can see on this screen in this picture.
Well, I'm surely going to tell you about it, but even our viewers, our children can also participate. So, what I'm seeing exactly, there are a lot of trees, a lot of houses. I can see some lanes and streets also. Then there are children having fun. Some are enjoying or sailing on a boat. Then there are others reading, playing. A lot of things actually.
Lot of things. You see, there are people, there are certain trees, plants, houses, some fish, some birds.
Oh yes, birds are also there chirping and making merry.
Yes. So, do you know that where these fish and bird live?
Well, fish, they live in water, and birds, they live on the trees.
Yes. Fish live in water and the birds, they live on the trees. And where do we live?
We live in the houses built of brick and mortar.
We live in houses.
Yeah.
So, fish house is in water.
Yes.
And bird's house is on trees.
Yes.
And trees are in?
Trees are in jungle. Trees are
jungle,
in cities.
forest.
We see them around us.
Yes. And where are our houses?
Our houses can be in cities, it can be in towns or even in villages.
Villages, towns and cities. Now see, you has told me. Now this is the picture. This picture, you know, it's given in the textbook only.
Okay.
This picture is from the textbook only and it gives us the vision what a town has. And now we are going to explore that what all is there inside our house and what is there outside our house.
Lovely.
Where all these things are.
So let's begin.
Yes. And this is how the poem looks in our textbooks.
Okay.
But before going and reading the poem and reciting the poem, we'll be just looking at certain pictures.
Oh, what a beautiful picture. Such a
You know,
lovely house.
Yeah. And what else you can see? There's a street.
There's a street, there's a road, there are trees and there are the buildings.
Yes. And people living inside the houses.
Yes, of course.
So this is my town.
Lovely.
A town has house, A town has street, town has people,
Yeah.
town has vehicles.
Yeah.
And this is my town. High-rise buildings, various flats over there. There are different types of towns.
Yeah, so you're showing me all different types of towns. I'm sure that our viewers can relate to some of these towns. I mean, look, there are high rises and then there are normal
Villas,
buildings.
yeah, buildings.
And there are mud houses as well.
Mud
in the
houses,
villages.
yes, in the villages. But town has brick houses.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what do you see? What is there? Means the houses have gone back. Now, where are the houses? What is prominent that we can see? Where
can
are
see
the
a
cars moving?
Yeah, we can see a road. It's a very prominent road and
Yes.
wide, long road.
Yes, and you can read as well. It is written that in my town there are
Streets.
These streets are the roads.
Yes.
Roads, we call them as streets. And in my streets there are
Houses.
houses. The houses are on the street.
We see, houses on the either side of this, streets, and this is how generally a town looks like.
Yes. So in my town there are streets and in streets there are houses.
Yes.
Now this was outside. Now we have to go inside the house.
Oh.
Now see what is there inside my house.
Well, I can see a sofa set, I can see a bed, then there is a window, some flower pots, a painting, a lot of things are there.
Yes, outside the house there is a garden, a small park or something like that. And when we go inside the house, there are different rooms.
Yes.
There is a room for mother, father, there is a room for children,
Yeah.
there is a bedroom, there is a drawing room, dining room and a bedroom.
Yeah, living area, dining area as you mentioned, and sometimes a study room as well.
Yes, and we keep sofas in the drawing room and what do we keep in the bedroom?
Beds.
Beds. So there is a
Bed.
bed. So
Oh.
in my room, this is my room.
Yes.
And in my room, what is there in my room?
There is a bed.
There is a bed in my room. And what else can you see?
Well, I can see a basket on the bed.
A basket on the bed. So let us see what the next slide says. Oh my God. Yes, you are right. On the bed, there is a basket. And what does basket have? What is there in the basket?
Lot of lovely and colorful flowers.
Flowers. There are some flowers in the basket. So here you see in the basket there are some flowers. And flowers in the basket. Now we go backwards.
Okay.
Whatever we have come over here, now let's see it backwards. That flowers in the basket and basket on the
Bed.
basket on the bed. And where is the bed?
Bed is in the room.
Bed in a room. You are right. So children, you can also shout out on your screen and tell us that bed in a room. And where is a room?
Room is in the house.
Room in a house. And house in a
Street.
house in a street. And where is street?
Street on the area.
Street is in
Town.
town.
Okay.
Street in a town.
That was fun.
So this is my town.
Lovely.
So this is everyone's town, Harpreet. Actually, we have a house on the street. We have streets in town, and in streets we have house. In house we have room, and in room we have bed.
But what your town has? Tell me here.
My town has streets,
Okay.
and it has various shops as well. It has vegetable shop as well and a fruit shop.
Oh, lovely.
That is near my house. We'll explore. But before that, we'll read the poem and we'll sing the poem.
Sure. And
So-
I'm sure the students are also willing to recite the poem in rhyme.
Yes. So here on the screen,
Yes,
we'll
the poem.
start singing
Yes.
and have lots of fun.
So,
So, this
this is my town.
This is my town. In my town, there are streets.
In my street, there are houses.
In my house, there are rooms.
In my room, there is a bed.
On a bed, there is a basket.
In the basket, there are some flowers.
Great. So further, flowers in a basket, basket on the bed.
Bed in the room, room in the house.
House in the street, street in the town.
This is my town.
Great, fabulous.
Lovely.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I enjoyed it too, and I'm sure that our children also enjoyed reciting the poem in such a rhythmic manner. I mean, you know what is there in my town? What I see? Well, I see a bus stop, I see a police station, I see a railway station, I see a lot of shops when I go grocery shopping. So there's so many things in my town.
That's great. And we have post office, we have banks, we have restaurants, cafe.
Yes. But what if somebody is not living in the town?
There can be shops in the village as well.
Oh yes, and they see a lot of fields also.
Exactly, lots of fields over there.
Yeah.
So village has their own beauty.
Absolutely. So wherever you are living, be it town, be it a village, I'm sure you must be witnessing a lot of things, seeing a lot of things around you. Why don't you let us know? You have our channel, of course, this is YouTube NCERT Official. So go to the comment section and quickly send us what you see or what's there in your town.
That's great. And now let's move on to the activities and the game time.
Okay, so are you going to quiz me now?
Yeah,
Okay.
fun quiz. We'll be asking you and our viewers some questions about the rhyme that we recited recently.
Okay.
And then they can shout out the answers at the screens, or they can tell the answers to the elders sitting besides them.
Absolutely, and you're giving some options also.
Yeah, I'm giving
Lovely.
some options and then you'll have to choose from them.
Okay.
So here comes the first question. What is the biggest place mentioned in the poem? Is it a
Okay.
house? Is it a room? Is it a town? Or is it a basket?
It's a town.
It's a town, because in town there are streets, and in streets there are houses, and in house there is a room, and in room there is a bed, and on the bed there is a basket.
Basket.
So it means basket is smaller.
Yeah.
So and town is the biggest
Yes.
place. Oh, let us see. Yes, you are absolutely right.
I got 1 point.
You got 1 point.
Okay.
Our viewers can also give themselves a point.
I'm sure we're going to check your answers, so no cheating.
So let's move on to the second question.
Yeah.
What is inside the basket in the poem? Is it toys? And I'm sure you can easily get it. Is it books, flowers, or pillows?
Well, it's flowers.
It is flowers. In the basket, we can see over here that in the picture also we can see that there are flowers.
Yes.
And what is the basket placed on in the poem? Is it placed on sofa? Is it placed on bed, table, or chair?
Basket on the bed.
In the poem, it is on the bed. We can keep the basket on table as well.
Yeah.
But over here in the poem, it was placed on the bed.
Okay.
Yes. So moving on to the next question. Where is the house located in the poem? Is it in the room? Is it on the bed? Is it on the basket? Is it in the street?
It's on the street.
It's on the street. The house is located on the street. And now here comes the last question. So you have got 4 points till now.
I'm waiting to score another one.
That's great. So where is the bed located in the poem? Is it in the garden? You told me that there was a garden as well.
Yeah.
So, or the bed is located in the kitchen, or the room, or the garage.
Well, it is in the room.
The bed is located. Absolutely right. So you scored all the 5 points.
Well, great.
So you can give yourself a pat on your back.
And I'm sure that our students have also scored good marks. So we're going to check the answers in a while now.
So that means they have recited the poem nicely, and they have
course.
paid attention to all the details.
Absolutely.
So now there's something very much important.
Okay.
That we need to know our address. Do you know, Harpreet, why we need to know our address?
If I don't know my address, then how will the postman come to my house? How will I get those goodies on the mail? And of course, What if I get lost? How will I reach my house if I don't know the
great.
address?
And how will I invite my friends to my house?
Oh, of course, indeed. And you know what? When I was a kid, my father used to make me learn my address by heart. So every day he used to make me, speak it out loud. What's your address? And I remembered it by heart. I'm sure that all the parents must do this with their kids.
Yes, and all the students must know their address. But you know that for knowing the address, there is a proper format.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
and we need to know all these things you can see on the screen. So, it is house number, it is street name,
Okay.
area, town and state.
But what if I don't have a street name?
No, it's okay. You can leave it blank.
Okay.
But you can write the locality or the area. So, let us have this paper
Okay.
and let us both write our address
I
on
think
this.
I can also, we can also invite our students to write their address.
They can ask about these details to their parents.
Yeah.
And will write so that they can have a sample of what they all need to ask and what they can put in the bullets given over here. So they can write, that these things are required to for the school details as well. For the school ID card,
Okay.
also we need to have our address properly.
Right. Because that's how we will receive our report cards at our houses.
That's great. Now, okay, for house number, for example, we can say that my house number is 154.
And mine is 7.
That's great. And now for the street name, there can be Bungalow Road or Park Street.
Well, mine is Ashoka Road.
I'll write Park Street.
Okay.
Right? So, this is the Park Street area and children can write their street name. It can be Aurobindo Marg, it can be Kasturba Gandhi Marg, or ask your parents about the street. Now, area. Mine is Model Town.
And mine is Connaught Place.
Oh, wow. That is the central place in Delhi. And now about the town.
I don't have a town, so I skipped it as you said.
Okay. My town is Delhi.
Well, I wrote in state Delhi.
Okay, because Delhi, town and state are the same.
Yes, it
so
is both the
for
things.
my Delhi, it is, state is also Delhi. But in case my town is Jaipur. Right.
Then your
This
state
is just
will
an
be
example that if the town is Jaipur, then I'll write the state as
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan because it is in Rajasthan.
But one thing is missing in this format.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I get what you are talking about.
Yes.
It is very important indeed.
Very important. Unless and until you have that very important component, your address is incomplete, and that is your PIN code number.
PIN code number. That is very much necessary. Post office send the letters
Yes.
with the PIN code only.
Yes, so if
and
you don't-
every town, every state, every place, every locality
Yeah.
has their specific PIN code.
Because sometimes children, what happens in villages, you do not have house numbers, but if you have PIN code, your mail will be delivered to you by the postman. So PIN code is absolutely necessary.
And it is generally a 6-digit number.
Yes,
Yes.
across India.
Exactly. So over here I have mentioned that now you can ask your parents about your PIN code as well, and while you are writing your address, write your complete address with the PIN code.
Yes, and if you do not want to send your complete address, you do mention your email and of course your PIN code number to us. We are waiting for your emails, right?
Yes,
And,
and
ma'am,
yes.
we are running like short of time, so we have just 2 minutes left. Is there any other thing that you would like to share with us?
There's one more thing. I would like our students, children, viewers to think about their town and draw a picture of it. As you have mentioned that we can see post office, we can see bank,
Yes.
cafes, restaurants, beauty parlors.
True.
That what they can see. And over here you can see I have drawn a street as well.
Lovely.
So they can make the streets, their houses and draw a picture of their town and send it to us.
Yes,
that will be
email the same
lovely
to us. Absolutely, that will be lovely, and that will, make us happy, because then we will understand that you have understood the concepts, you've learned the chapter. So now it's kind of a test for you, an assessment for you, and I'm sure that you can take the help of your parents, of your elder siblings, and of course your teachers as well.
And I'm sure they'll sing the poem as well.
Absolutely, they will sing the poem with us, and now because we're running short of time, otherwise we would have sang the poem again for you. But for now, it's time for me to thank my expert for the day. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful contribution to the session. It was lovely indeed. So this was a chapter. This is my town. I learned a lot about my town, and I'm sure you learned about it too. Now, before I close, here is an important announcement for all of you. It's regarding an upcoming competition in which you can also participate. Yes, the All India Children's Educational E-Content Competition is back for the year 2024-25. We invite teachers, teacher educators, students and independent educational e-content creators to submit their best e-content for the competition. For further details and the registration form, please visit the activities section of our official website, which is www.ciet.ncert.gov.in, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. The final date for submission is December 31st, 2024. And now, before we close, it's time to take a look at the schedule, what's all coming ahead. We started the day with Yog Shakti, and of course, at 12 p.m. you watched our session on teaching learning interventions for inclusive classrooms. And now we are through with this beautiful session or a poem. This is my town on the subject English. In a short while from now, you can watch our session on mathematics, where we will talk about grouping and sharing. And then from 4 to 5 p.m. we are going to conduct the online training program for you. Today is day 1 of the session, where we are going to talk about cyber hygiene, how to stay secure. At 5 p.m. we will bring you our session Sahiyo, where we will talk about role identity in adolescence. So with this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you, but I will join you very soon. Till then, you stay tuned with us for more educational programs. Namaskar.